What's up guys, Learning with Rich here. In this video, let's have a review on our HVAC system. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an HVAC system again. And then after that, we're going to generate our ductwork, just like what we did last time. And after that, I'm going to show you how to create and modify a ductwork. So we will be doing system creation, generating the layout automatically, and then after that I'm going to show you creation of ductwork or manual creation of ductwork. Okay, so let's do this. So this is just a review because last video I have already shown you how to create an HVAC system and generate your layout. Okay, so this time, so let's do it again. So just a review. So as you can see, I'm now on level 2 HVAC plan. So what I'm going to do is, just like what we did last time, we're going to place an air terminal. So let's click air terminal. And then after that, don't forget to change the height or the offset from host. So if ever you forgot to specify the offset from host, that's all right. So let's say you already place it here. And then select modify to terminate. So if ever you forgot, just select again your air terminal, and then after that you can specify here your offset from host parameter. So right now my current unit is in feet and inches, so I'm gonna specify the offset here. So I'm gonna type 8 for 8 feet, and then I'm gonna select here apply, and then I'll just select here to deselect the object. There you go. All right. And then after that, so I'm going to align my air terminal to the ceiling. So I'm going to open my level 2 HVAC ceiling plan. And then there's my air terminal. Okay, so I'm not going to place all the air terminals in this model. I'm just going to place it in this area. Okay, so that at least you have an idea. So you just need to get used to it on how to create your HVAC system. Okay, so let us now align our air terminal to our ceiling. So let's go to the modify. I'm going to use the align tool. Okay, and then let's say I'm going to align to this side here. And then I'm going to select that side. There you go. So it's now aligned. So let's say I want to align it here. So I'm going to click this. And then I'm going to click this side here. There you go. And then just select here, modify. Okay. So now the next thing that I'm going to do here is you can actually specify, or you can actually change here the CFM or the flow rate of your model. But before that, let us just modify the placement of our air terminal. So I have shown you how to use the align tool. So this time the move tool. So the move tool, click the object that you want to move. Select the move here, or you can type MV. So click that, and then you can click this one. And then after that, you just place it here. There you go. Okay. And then I'm going to copy this one. So I'm going to copy using the copy tool. Make sure it's multiple option, and then the constraint is checked so that my movement is only on horizontal and vertical direction. So I'm going to click the base point here, and then I'm going to place it here. There you go. And then I'm going to place another one here, and then I'm going to place another one here. Okay, and then I'm going to disable the constraint so I can move in at different angle. All right, and then after that, I'm gonna place it here. And I'm gonna place it here. There you go. All right. Oh, maybe I'm gonna place one here as well. There you go. And then just select your modify. So that's it. Okay, so that's how you place your air terminal. And then let's place our return air terminal. So let's go again to the systems. And then let's select here air terminal, and then let's change this. So let's look for return diffuser. So let's click this. Same height. Let's change it to 8 feet. Okay, and then let us now place it. So I'm just going to pick one there, and then I'm going to select here modify. Okay. And then after that, we're going to copy that. Let's align it first. So I'm gonna use, or just move. So just select the object, and then let's select the move tool. Then let's click the base point here, this one. And then I'm going to place it here at the top. So let's say somewhere here. Place one. There you go. Okay, again, you can also use your move tool if you want. So let's your align tool. So align. So let's say I'm gonna align it here, and then that's it. There you go. And then modify here to terminate the tool. So let me select this, and then I'm gonna copy that. Copy. Click the base point, and then I'm gonna place one here. There you go. And then I'll just select here, modify. Okay. Now the next thing that I'm gonna do here is I'm going to assign an airflow. Okay, so let's assign our airflow. So let's go back again to our level 2 HVAC plan. And here on my staff room on our 201B, so I'm going to select all the air terminal here, the supply air terminal. So click one, hold control, and then click the other air terminals. And then let's specify here the airflow. So for this one, I'm just going to type 140 CFM. There you go. And then just click outside to deselect. And then let's select our 201A. Click, hold control, and then click the other one. Let's change this to 50. There you go. And then on our copy room, so I'm going to select this. And then I'm going to change this to 170. There you go. Okay. In your project, you can also check if you have, or if the BIM manager already set up your room airflow schedule. So here on my project browser, I already have the room airflow schedule here set up. So let me open that one. And then as you can see on my room 201, 201B, and then 202, you will notice that there's already the CFM here specified. And then there's the CFM per square feet. Okay, so if I'm going to check here the formula that was used for my room airflow schedule, so let me check the fields here. This one. So if I'm going to select here edit parameter, as you can see, there is this formula. So this is a calculated parameter. So it was created using this tool here, add calculated parameter. Okay, so if you have a calculation, so you can use this tool, which is in this exercise, this one. So if you want to see how this one created, so just click edit. There's the name, so there's the formula. So this is for HVAC, and then this is for the airflow. And then here's the formula. The actual supply airflow times 1 square feet divided by the area. Okay. I'm just going to cancel this one, and then I'm just going to select here format. So you can go to format as well if you want to format the naming here of your fields. So as you can see, the field here is number, but the heading here is room number because you can change it here. So here it's name. So the heading is room name. That's why it says here room name. So let's check out also our CFM. So here's our CFM. CFM for square feet. So you can modify this one. No calculation by default. And then you can also format like conditional format like that. So you can specify here. Okay, if you have some conditional formatting. So it depends on the engineer who is doing the calculation. Okay, so you can just show this to them, to the engineer, to the designer. Anyway, so let me just cancel this one. All right, so now the next thing that I'm gonna do here is I'm going to place a mechanical equipment. Okay, so let's place a mechanical equipment. So let's go back again to our level 2 HVAC plan. So let's say, for example, this is where I want to place my mechanical equipment. Okay, so let's select our systems tab, mechanical equipment. Let's click this and let's select here. So let's say I'm going to use here parallel, this one, parallel fan powered VAV. And then let's look for the size 4 to 10 inch inlet, this one. So let's select this one, and then before you place your mechanical equipment, you can press space bar to rotate, right? Okay, so it's up to you. Again, you're the designer, so it's up to you how you want your mechanical equipment to be placed. So let's say, for example, something like this. So I'm going to place it here. There you go, and then I'm going to select here, modify. Okay, now the next thing that I'm gonna do here is, let's check this one in 3D view. So I'm gonna select my air terminal and then hold control, click also the mechanical equipment, and then let's select here selection box. Let's click that one. So as you can see, I didn't specify yet the height of my mechanical equipment, so that's why it looks like this. So let's click this, and then let's specify the offset from the host. So let's say I'm gonna type 3100 and then apply. Oh, sorry, this is I'm thinking metric. Okay, so it should be in feet and inches, like 10 feet. Okay, so 10 feet and then apply. All right, so let us adjust this one. There you go. Okay, make sure it's not clashing. So if you also want to highlight your architectural model or your link model, you can change the discipline here to coordination view. So click that so that you will be able to see your architectural. So maybe you can change this to shaded as well. Click that so you can see, and then you can use your section box to adjust like that. Okay, so you just need to change your discipline to coordination so that it also highlights your mechanical and architectural model. And if you have a structural model, it will also highlight your structural model. All right, there you go. So we now have our air terminals, and then we have now our mechanical equipment. Now the next thing that we will be doing, let's create a supply and return air system. Okay, so let's go to our level 2 HVAC plan again. Okay, so we are only concentrating on this area, but the idea of placing all the air terminals in the entire building is just the same, just like what we are doing here. Okay, so that's why we only do it here in one area so that it's a very concise exercise. So let me just click this space tag and then just drag it here. There you go. All right, so now let's create our supply and return air system. So to do that, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna open the system browser. So let me just move the properties here, properties window, and then I'm going to combine that to my project browser like this. So I now have here the properties. I now have here my project browser, okay, side by side. So I'm gonna open my system browser. So to do that, just right click and then look for browsers. Let's look for system browser. So let's click this one, and there you go. Okay, so if your element is not yet part of the system, make sure you select your system, by the way, before you do the analysis. So if your element, or let's say your air terminal, your mechanical equipment is not yet part of the system, mechanical, piping, or electrical, you will be able to find it here on the unassigned category or unassigned system. Unassigned system. So right now we have 44 items. So if I'm gonna click the air terminal here, you will notice it highlights my unassigned here. So if I'm gonna click this, as you can see, it's inside the mechanical. So let's click again. It's a supply because that's a supply diffuser. Let's expand this one, and there you go. So basically, these are the elements that we have placed in this area here. So if I click this one, as you can see, it highlights here. If I click this one, it highlights here. So if your project is really big, okay, let's say you do not know where is this one. So you can click that, you can right click, and then you can select here, show. There you go. So Revit will go directly to that supply diffuser. So let me just close this one. See? So that's how powerful your system browser, because it also tells you if an element is not part of the system. Why? Because it will gonna be under an assigned system. So our goal here is to create a system, and then we're going to assign supply air system and return air system. So let's create now our supply first, supply system. So to create a supply system, just click one of the air terminal that is supply, this one. Okay, and then you see that one, create systems. So just click the duct. Okay, it will create a duct system. So just click that, and there you go. So automatically supply air here is selected. If you have multiple connectors on your air terminal or any family, like for example this family here, because this one you only need to have one connector, which is supply connector. You don't put multiple system type connector on your air terminal. It should only be one. But if you have an equipment like this one, this equipment contains multiple connectors. It contains electrical connector, it contains pipe connector, it contains duct connector. So if you click the drop down arrow here for this mechanical equipment, you will be able to see several system type available for this one. But for the air terminal, particularly supply air terminal, of course, you only have one system type there. Another thing, you can specify here the system name. So let's say, for example, this is level 2. So I can put here mechanical supply on level 2 or whatever name that you want. Level 2 mechanical supply. Okay? Just like that. So that's the name. And then after that, you can open in system editor. Automatically, if you tick this one, once you select open, it will open the system editor. Okay, so let's try this one out. So I'm gonna tick this, and then I'm going to select OK. Okay, so as you can see, automatically it opens the edit doc system. So what we are gonna do is we're going to add the other 6 air terminals, supply air terminals to the system. So let's check out the properties here. So here's the property of our dock system, supply air. There's the supply name, or I mean the system name. So add to system is already selected by default because we're going to add. So let's click this. Check your systems here, by the way. So let's click this one. Let's click this. Let's click this one. This one, we are adding. If you want to remove an air terminal to the system, you can use remove from system. Okay, and what else? So we also need to specify the equipment that will supply to our air terminal. So that's why there is a select equipment here. Click that one, and then let's click our air terminal, our equipment. And then after that, just finish editing system. As you can see here, those air terminals now disappear under the unassigned, except for this equipment here. Although we already assigned this to the system, but like what I have said, this one contains several connectors. That's why it's still here under the unassigned, but you will notice it's also under the mechanical here. Why? Because this equipment, we assigned this already to a supply system. That's why if you're going to expand this, it's under the supply air also. This one, and these are now the supply diffusers that we have added to the system. All right, and then there's the name of the system. Let's zoom out. There you go. So if I click that, it will highlight it. Again, the reason this equipment is still under unassigned because this one, it contains a return connector also. Aside from the supply connector, it also contains return connector. That's why it's under one is under unassigned, the other one is under supply because we already assigned the supply connector for this one under the supply air. Okay, so hope that one is clear. All right, so that's how you create the system. So let us create our return. Okay, so a while ago, what we did is we click one, and then after that, we create a doc system. So this time, so let's click two elements because you can do that. You can select multiple elements and then create a system. Select the two return, and then again, it's under the unassigned. So let's select here doc system, return air. So this one is level 2. Level 2 mechanical air. There you go. So let's say I'm not going to tick open in system editor. So I'll just select that. So this is now how it looks like. So as you can see, we haven't assigned this yet to an equipment, right? So that's why if I expand this, it's now already assigned to a mechanical system, but there's no equipment for this one, right? Only the name here, unlike our supply. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit the system to add our mechanical equipment. So to do that, just click return air that is already part of the system, or return diffuser that is part of the system, and then you look for dock system. When you see dock system, meaning to say that air terminal is already part of the system. So dock system, and then you see there's the edit system. Actually, you can already select here, select equipment, and then select that one. But I'm gonna select here edit system. So let's see this one. So as you can see, it's the same as the supply. So let's select here, select equipment, and then let's click this one. There you go. And then select finish editing system. There you go. So let's click this equipment. All right. So as you can see, it's now assigned on our air. Okay. And then it's now assigned on our supply. Again, there's still the equipment here on the unassigned because this one contains several connectors, right? If I select this one, as you can see, it contains several connectors here. So it has to supply, and then let me edit the family. Let me just quickly show you how it looks like. So as you can see, there's the connector here. So there's the connector, and then there's another connector here, right? Anyway, let me just close this one. No. Okay. So basically, that's how you create your supply and return air system. Okay. Now, you can review your system browser here if you want. Let me just adjust this one. All right. So here on our level 2. All right. So here you can see the flow, the size, the space name, and then the space number. Same with our level 2 supply here, supply system. So system browser is very useful. Now, if you want to remove entirely an element from the system, you can do it here. Just delete, right click, and then just delete. So as you can see, totally it will gonna be removed from the entire system. Okay, so let me just undo. All right, so there you go. So there's our simple exercise for creating your HVAC system. Now, the next thing that we will be doing here is, let me now close my system browser, is we are going to generate HVAC system layout. So we are going to generate our ductwork automatically. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to do it manually as well. So let's say I'm going to open one of the exercise file here. So I already done all of this, but I left this one intentionally because we are going to work on this area here. Okay, so let's create our layout automatically. So how to do that? So you will notice all of this one are already part of the system. So if I click this, you can see that there's already the doc system tabs, right? Because this one is already part of the system. So how about this? Click that. So it's already part of the system. So if I'm going to hover my pointer, don't click, just hover your pointer, press tab, and then click, you will notice it highlights the system here. So this air terminal is connected to this equipment here. So that's one way of doing it. The other one is, of course, you can check your system browser. Right click, system browser, and then you click this air terminal. Wait, why is it not showing here? Oh, okay, so the filter is on electrical. So let's select here mechanical. There you go. So let's select again. There you go. So it's now assigned here. It's not unassigned anymore. So let's move this. Let's click again. There you go. Expand this one. Here's the equipment, or here's the system. Here's the equipment. And then here's the system. So mechanical supply air 21. So that's the name. You can always change the system name here. Okay. Now, so let's generate our dock layout. So to generate it automatically, you just need to click one of the air terminal that is part of the system, like that. And then from the layout here, you can see generate layout. Okay, so just click the layout here. And then you will now see here the preview. So by the way, a layout is a representation of physical connection between HVAC system components. So for example, you create duct layouts to connect air system components. So Revit provide tools to lay out ductwork solutions automatically when components are added to HVAC system. So that's why we are creating HVAC system, so that we can generate a quick layout. So let's say we just want to do a presentation to our client, to our team members, just a quick one. Although it's not the final one, at least we have a layout. We don't need to do it manually. So for quick solution, so you can use generate layout for the meantime, just like what we are doing now. So as you can see here, if you're going to check the options bar, so we have solution type here. So we have several solution types. So we have network, we have perimeter, we have intersection. So one thing that you will notice here on the network, it provides up to 6 solutions. Okay, it's just so happened this one, it only shows 5. Okay, each consisting of the main segment with branches at 90 degrees. The main segment here is the blue. The branches are the greens. Okay, the green color, those are the branches. And then the blue color, that is your main segment. Okay, the other one, we also have here perimeter. So this is how it looks like. We also have here intersection. For this one, it's more likely this is going to be network. Okay, so I'm going to use here the network solution. And then after that, you can specify here what is the type of network that you want. So that's 1 of 5. So we have 2 of 5. So we have 3 of 5. So we have 4 of 5 and 5 of 5, right? So for this one, I'm just going to use 1 of 5. All right. And then you can also check here the settings. So just click the settings. And then as you can see, you can specify here your main segment. So if you create automatically your ductwork, so this is the setting that will be created. So we have a rectangular duct mitered elbow T's as the main segment. And then this is the height, 10 feet. If you want to change that, go ahead, you can change that. And then you can also specify here the branch. So you have the duct type, the offset of the branch segment, and then the flexible duct type, and then the maximum flex duct length. You can also specify here. And then after that, just select OK once you're done. There you go. Okay. And then after that, let us now finish. Let's just use the settings here. So let's finish this. And there you go. So this element has an open connection. This may not be an error, but for flow calculation to work correctly, all connections should be sealed with an end cap. Yeah, so you can put an end cap for this one. So let's say I'm gonna close this one. All right, so you can put an end cap here. So you can, let's do this in 3D view. So let's click this. Let's select here the selection box. Click outside, zoom in. So let's adjust it like this so we can see it nicely. Let's adjust this, adjust. All right, this one. So let me just escape and then change the discipline to coordination. And then after that, let us change the visual style to shaded. There you go. And then let's click the section box and then let's adjust it. There you go. All right. So let's select this one. And then there's an edit panel. You see there's a cap open ends. So just click that one. So there's now the cap. Right? Okay. So that's it. So this is now our model. Okay, so if you have a filter in your project or the BIM manager created the filter, you can apply this in our 3D views, because as you can see here, I have a filter, right? So I have a filter here. The blue is for the supply, and then the magenta is for the return air, and then the green one is for the exhaust, right? So that's exhaust. So you can apply a filter. So let's go to the 3D view. So let's apply a filter here. So let's open up our visibility graphic overrides. You can type VV, and then after that you can select your filters, add. Let's look for mechanical supply. Okay, and then let's add a line here. Let's override that. So let's change this to, let's say, blue. Pattern, how about solid color? Solid blue, and then just okay. Okay, and there you go. There's the blue one. So if you want to add your air terminal and then your flexible duct to the filter, let's open up again our filter. Patterns, let's make this solid, because as you can see, only the edges are blue. This time I'm gonna override the pattern here. So for the pattern, I'm gonna make it solid blue. Okay, let's okay first, and then let's apply how it looks like. There you go. So it's blue, right? For the lines, maybe with this one, I'm gonna make this black. Okay, apply, so that at least I can see the edges, right? Now, like what I have said, so let's say, how about if I want to include the flexible duct and then the air terminal to the system or to the filter, I want that also to be blue. So what you can do is you can edit the filter, and then mechanical supply, on the categories, you add the flex duct and then the air terminals. That's why it is very important to create your system, because you can use the system to filter out your elements in Revit. Okay, that's why it's always important to create your system properly. So let's select your OK, select your OK, and there you have it. Okay, Right, so this is how you do it uh, automatically, right? So let me change this back to mechanical. There you go. So this is how you do it automatically, right? So let's say, for example, I want to do it manually. Okay? So I want to do it manually. So I'm going to go to the level 2 HVAC plan again. Right. So for the manual thing, I'm going to do that on my return. By the way, this one is create and modify ductwork exercise. A while ago, this is generating HVAC system so that you don't get confused, okay? But it's just the same exercise. It's just the same model. I'm just saving it as, save as to another project so that I can do that separately. So let's go to the create and modify ductwork. So for this one, so let's say, for example, I want to create now my return, right? This is my return air. So as you can see, my return air terminal is not connected to the ductwork, right? So let's just quickly connect this to our ductwork. Very simple. Okay, so let's do this. So what you can do is you can move your duct. Okay, you can use or you can move your duct. So let's say this duct here. Oh, I mean this one here. This one here. Okay, so as you can see, this one, I'm going to align to this one here. Okay, so right now it's not aligned, so let's align it. So let's go to the align. Let's click the middle part and then let's select this duct here. This one here. Come on. Oop. It's not aligning. So let me just align again, AL. Alright, so it's not aligning properly. Let me check this one in the 3D view first. Open up. Okay, so let me just move. So let me just arrange my return connection. There you go. Very nice. Okay. So let me try to align it again. Oh, let's go to the floor plan. Or maybe I'll just use this, select, move, let's pick this, and then let's pick here. There you go. Then let's check that one out in 3D. Here, we're doing it manually, so this one I can delete. And then this one, let's trim extend to corner, pick here, so it's now connected. And then we can use split element, click that, let's click somewhere here, and then let's delete this, delete that cap, and then this one. So let's do that in the floor plan. So let me right click this and then let me create a flexible duct, and then I can connect it here like that. So let's check that one out in 3D view. So this one, it looks weird, so we need to change the size of the flex duct. So let's click this. This one is 30, so how about I make it like 15. There you go. Or how about 10? There you go. So we're doing it manually. So let's select this one. You can still modify that. So 45 degrees, you can actually modify it. Edit type, 45 degree. You can create another one here. You can duplicate that. So let's try 30. So 30 degree. Okay, so 30. So I'm just showing you how to create a new type of a transition. So 30 and then okay. So there you go. So it's now 30, right? So we now have two types. So we have 45 degrees and then we now have 30. Okay. So again, let's change our discipline to coordination so we can see the model here. And then let us adjust the section box. Where's my section box? There you go. And then let's adjust it here. There you go. Okay. And you can also do this one. So let's say, for example, I want to connect this to here, right? So same procedure, right? So it's same procedure. So let me just adjust this one. Go to the top view and then let me just use the arrow on my keyboard. Then I can just move it something like this. Or maybe I can create another type of this transition here. So let's click this, edit type. Let's say I'm gonna create 60. There you go. Okay, so I think you get the idea. So let me just continue it. So let's create here. So let's go back to floor plan. All right, so for this one, I can click. Another way is you can click this. Just make sure they are aligned. Are they? So let's align. Oh, they are aligned. Okay, so I'm going to select this. And then I'm going to drag this and then connect it here. There you go. And then let's check this one in the 3D view. So this is how it looks like, right? So let's say I don't like this design. What I want is also a flexible dock. Okay, so to do that, you can select again your air terminal. Oh, I mean, let's go to the systems. Sorry, let's go to systems. And then let's select here this one, convert flex dock. Okay, so let's click this one. And then you need to select the air terminal. So click the air terminal. And there you go. So automatically, again, Revit will create dock. And then modify. Okay. So that's it. So what else? So we have one here as well. So let me change my coordination to mechanical so I can see the air terminal here. So same procedure. So let's go to the floor plan. So let me pick this one. Let's connect. Okay. And then let's click again our convert to flex dock. Let's click this one and then click your air terminal. Click that. There you go. Okay. So might as well follow the size of this flexible dock. So what's this? So this one is 12 inches. So let's change this one also to 12 inches. Just for uniformity. There you go. All right. Now this one here. So we need to create. Let me check where am I going to connect this one. So, okay, so I'm gonna connect this one. Let's see the 3D view. Okay, so let's adjust this one. All right. Okay. Let me adjust. Okay, so this one, I think this is just an excess air terminal. So let me just delete that. Okay, I just want to connect it here. So let's go to the floor plan. All right, so let's connect this. Connect. And then this one here. Here. There you go. And then this one here. Okay. A while ago, we have an extra air terminal here. But if you want that to still be connected to your dock, you can create a T here. Create one here and then move down. Okay. But I already deleted this one. Now for this one, so let's convert this again to flex dock. So convert to flex dock. And then after that, let's click this one, click this one, click this one. And there you have it. So we just created our return diffuser and then our return dock. So this is now the 3D view. Okay, so there's our return. Okay, and then another return there, another return here. Okay. Now, so let's apply here a filter. Let me just remove this one, extra one. Okay, so let's apply a filter here. So same procedure. So let's go to the visibility graphic override. So let's go to the filters, edit new. Let's add our supply. Oh no, sorry. This one, add. So let's add our return and then supply. Okay. And then let's add a color here for the supply. I want a solid pattern of blue. And then okay. And then for the line, I want this to be colored black. Okay. Okay. Return. This one is black. This one is for the return. I want this to be solid fill and then the color is magenta. Okay. I'm gonna edit this one. I want to include on my return the air terminals and also the flexible duct. Same with supply, air terminals, and flexible ducts. Okay. Okay. There you have it. So at least you know the systems in your model. All right. So that's it for this mechanical ductwork system. Okay, so in this video, you have learned how to create a system, which is this exercise. And then after that, you also learn how to generate your ductwork automatically. And then after that, you have learned how to create your ductwork manually, which is this one here, our return. So we created a automatic layout or ductwork for your supply. All right. So hopefully you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.